The NBA this year, as we talked about once before in the show, that they implemented the 65 game rule where you can only miss 17 total games to be eligible for postseason awards. That includes MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, all of those awards, but they also influence first team All NBA, second team, all defense, all of those awards as well. Mm-hmm. We're getting into a situation right now where Joel Embiid is at an MVP pace the way he's playing right now.
Clear favorite MVP.
Clear favorite for the MVP, averaging 35 points, going crazy, double-digit rebounds, 5 assists, like having one of the best seasons that he's had in his career right now. Mm-hmm. But he recently was in the news for already missing 12 games. But then then people are saying that he forced it against the Golden State Warriors. He ended up tearing his meniscus, which he's going to be out for an extended period of time. So he's going to miss 17 games. He's going to miss 17
So it's
games.
been confirmed that he tore it?
He tore his meniscus. They haven't said how long he's going to be out, but if he's already missed 12, with a torn meniscus, he's probably going to miss 5 more. I'm just assuming that, personally.
So when I was researching when I was researching it, it said that he had a meniscus injury. They did not confirm if it was a tear or not. So it's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed that he's torn his meniscus. So he's going to miss 5 more games with a torn meniscus. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And speaking from somebody who has torn his LCL and his ACL and his meniscus in one shot, the meniscus is the least of your worries, but it's still bad. Mm-hmm. Don't get it twisted. It's still bad. Yeah. But he's gonna miss more than 5 games. So the question that's swirling around the sports community right now is, do you think the 65 game rule was good or bad for the NBA? D'Lo, what do you think, bro?
So and it's funny that just answer the question. So yes, originally when we first looked at this situation, I would have said it's bad for the NBA. Especially with given how Joel Embiid was on pace to be the runaway MVP. But after doing research will, if you actually look at facts,
incite you, bro.
Research will change your opinion on a lot of things. So unfortunately for this situation for Joel Embiid, I'm going to say no, it's not a bad thing. Because after doing a little bit of research, the NBA has done a fairly good job of rewarding, or, the player that has won the MVP has played a great majority of the games. I think with the individuals that I was looking at, Derrick Rose, his MVP season, we're talking about Derrick Rose, right? Mm-hmm. He played 81 games. Steph, when he, in his injury-ridden time with the Warriors, when he was going through those spells, his 2 MVP seasons, I think the least amount of games he played was 79. Surprisingly, the person that we all is 1A, 1B, in my opinion, as far as the GOAT is concerned, was the individual LeBron. He played the least amount of games during his MVP seasons. 2 of his MVP seasons was, I think it was 2009 and in 2012. That was 76 games. But everybody else that I was looking at in that span, they either played between 76 to, if not that amount, all the games. So as far as MVP is concerned, I think the rule is a good one. I'll let you respond, but when it comes to the other accolades, I think they might need to make some amendments.
I think initially, whenever I first heard it, of course, the first thing that came to my mind was they're doing this to combat load management.
Well, yeah, right.
They're doing it to combat load management, which I believe is a good thing for the consumer, because how would you feel if you were going to see the Charlotte Hornets play and LeBron was supposed to be coming to Charlotte, and you want to go see LeBron play? I want to go see LeBron play against LaMelo. It's going to be a great game, even though the Lakers would blow the Charlotte Hornets out because our home team is not that good. Our home team is not that good. Let's keep it real. But neither is the Lakers. But they had. I
they
think
hit or miss, man. They are up and down.
They are up and down. But we would be remiss to say that we're not going to the game to see LeBron play the Charlotte Hornets, right?
100%.
But then you get to the game time decision, LeBron ain't playing. You gonna be pissed off that you spent $400, $500 on a seat.
However much the ticket is.
However much the ticket is.
Yeah.
On a seat to go see LeBron play, and he ain't even playing. So the consumer is what brings in the money for the NBA in a large amount of ways. with viewership, with ticket sales, with apparel, with a lot of different things. So the NBA as an organization has to keep the consumer happy. So 65 game rule, you can't miss more than 17 or you're not going to get any awards. But that also incentivizes these players to actually play for something, because not only are you playing for awards, you're also playing for contracts. You're playing for money too. So some of these contracts can say, okay, cool. If you play 65 games, you can get awarded an extra $500,000 bonus. Or if you play in these 65 games, over the next 4 years, your next contract would be abundantly more, or something to that effect. I don't know if that's true. I'm just making an assumption. So
no,
they give it
to some degree, it is.
But yeah, a lot of these contracts are incentivized. Yeah,
but for people like we're talking about, that's in these MVP conversations. I mean,
yeah. I was getting to that too. I was getting to that too. So a lot of this is to combat load management, but it's giving them something to play for. And Joel Embiid's situation, it's tough because just speaking about what Draymond Green said on his podcast, he was playing in the game that Joel Embiid got hurt, and he said it looked forced. It looked like he was forcing himself to play because of the rule. And if these players are legitimately hurt, and they got this 65 game rule in the back of their mind, they gonna force it and possibly make matters worse. It's not what Draymond said. This is what I'm taking for what he said. So, but he also came out and said, which was actually a lie. He actually said that he made it the comment that guys in the past ain't have to go through this. You had guys win awards that played very, very little amount of games, and they still won these awards. And he said he personally lost a DPOY to Kawhi Leonard, who played 51 games. That was a lie. Kawhi Leonard played 64 games that year that he lost it to him. So he's still at that threshold of 65, 64 games to where you can still win these awards. And to D'Lo's point, the person who won the award with the least amount of games played was number 1, Karl Malone, but that was a shortened season in 98. And then number 2, Bill Walton, and he played 58 games. He was the only exception to somebody who played very little games to winning the MVP. LeBron played 62. That's still close to 65. And then you got Giannis.
Well, that was a shortened season too. That was
11-12. That was a lockout season. They didn't start until I think January.
October.
October. Oh yeah, true. October. So they missed a lot of games too. So that was also a shortened season. So if you still playing, but then you got 64, 63, 66 is Joel
Embiid. You're right. Actually, I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, it was January when they started. You're right.
Yeah. I think they missed like 4 months or something like that.
Yeah, they start in October originally anyway. Yeah.
But Joel Embiid won the MVP last year, and he played 66 games. So you still around that 65. So I initially, honestly, didn't like the rule. But then when you, like you said, research will incite you, and research will change a lot of your opinions. And not only does it give the players something to play for, but it also keeps the consumer happy. They get to see their favorite basketball players, the star basketball players, play more games, in opposed to sitting down because you need rest. Yeah, this is your job. The consumers don't get the rest whenever they work in these 9 to 5s. You shouldn't get the rest whenever you entertaining us, nigga. You making millions and millions of dollars. But I guess they do, because we take vacations.
We do. Just not that long. We don't get to sit out. Yeah. Our shit ain't, well, I guess it is guaranteed to a degree, but we get vacation, but like some players sit out half the season because they want to.
Okay, D-Lo, but let me say this. In my last job, I had per year, and they also rolled over if I didn't use them. Per year, I got 15 PTO days per year that I could take. Isn't these 17 basically PTO?
No, and
to keep it 100. Yeah, so I mean, they treat it like a job. Yeah.
I'm the first to say that this is their job.
This is their job.
As such. You know what I mean? So I'm like you. Like I said, I'm with you. When I originally heard it, I was like, this is stupid.
It's stupid.
Well, I wouldn't say stupid, but to remove them or have the ability to get awards, I think that's kind of crazy. But then thinking of it as a job, well, we can't.
If I take more than 15
even if you have
PTO
unlimited
days,
PTO, even if you have unlimited PTO,
which I have now, which is dope.
You can't miss us. They gonna look at you crazy if you miss half the year. They can be like, bro, you got to go.
Unless it's paternity leave or something. But they
Right.
gonna if you just taking it just to be taking it and you ain't really
Yeah.
productive like that, they be like, bro, what are you doing for real? Like,
Right.
I understand we
Yeah.
said you got unlimited, but it really ain't unlimited. Like, you feel what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, they honestly have the right to take those PTO days, and they should be limited. You shouldn't be able to miss honestly more than 17. Because
Yeah.
if you do, then that messes with your money, that messes with your awards. And especially if you got incentives in your contract and you get incentivized for making these all NBA teams or winning the MVP or DPOY, you want to play to win those awards to get more money.
You
So
play to win,
you win
the game.
You play to get paid. So play,
but it's guaranteed.
Do your
so-
job. Yeah, but
Yeah.
a lot of it is guaranteed. True. So
Yeah.
but
Well, so
it's
this is
crazy.
my thing, and Shaq said this, and I agree with this, and this is where I kind of shifted back. So I was a pendulum with this whole thing. I was like, man, it's crazy. They shouldn't have to play, if they get hurt or, if they miss 17 games and they're one of the best players in the league, they should be able to get an award. But then doing the research, I was like, okay, no, I understand where they're coming from. But then Shaq swung me back to the middle. He was saying, if they're just load managing, absolutely they shouldn't be able to get it. You make XY a certain amount of dollars, you definitely should be out there playing. The fans come to see you play XYZ. But if it's an injury where we actually saw the person get hurt, it's a freak injury, and they're playing out of their mind and they're close, 55 so games they played more than half the season, then okay, MVP, they probably need to be out of that conversation. But all NBA awards and stuff like that, they should be able to be eligible for those, because it's not like they're load managing. They are actually hurt. Like we actually like when Paul George got hurt, right? I mean, he got hurt early in the season, in the season, or
he got hurt in the Olympics. He got hurt in the Olympics.
But we saw that. Is it his fault that if he was playing during the season that accident happened? Is it his fault that he played well and then got hurt, in a freak accident, and now he can't get an award or his extra bonus because he workers' compensation, so to speak? So you gotta look at it like that, right? So I don't know, and that's where I kind of swung back to the middle based off of what Shaq said. It gave me a different insight. Like,
I agree with Shaq. I agree with that Shaq take. Because that's the same thing Joel Embiid was saying, was like, if these people are actually hurt, like, then you really can't sit here and say that they're load managing or they're trying not to play or just trying to rest, because you have them on the injury report as, I know it might say sore knee, but that you got to dig deeper into that and ask the questions of, is this really a sore knee or does he have something, internal going on for real? Like, right. Some of these players are actually hurt. I mean, Joel
Draymond.
Embiid.
You said Joel Embiid.
Oh, well, yeah, Draymond. What Draymond said that about Joel. If it says sore knee on the injury report, do some research. Ask the medical staff, like, is this really just a sore knee, or did y'all decide what y'all put on the injury report, or is he having something internal going on? Like, but it's just weird, because these players should be able to take PTO. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't miss over 17 of them motherfuckers, and you good. I think I don't totally like the award, but I agree. I mean, the rule, but I agree with why it's implemented. To be perfectly honest with you,
right,
I agree. Yeah. Oh, y'all still here? That must mean y'all love the content, and if that is the case, there's a video on the screen right here. Go ahead and click that, view that. We're sure you're gonna love that one as well. And we still have the 600 subscriber goal. So if you love us and support us, hit that button on the screen right there to subscribe to the channel. And we on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcasts.